Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of First Canada Live. I'm your host, Karthik Kanagasabapathi, and we are excited for a fabulous show. Got a great lineup of guests, all sorts of cool stuff is happening tonight. But it's time to get started. And as Canadians, it is important to recognize the land of which we are a part. As we gather for this meeting, physically dispersed and virtually constructed, let us take a moment to reflect upon the meaning of place, and in doing so, recognize the various traditional lands on which we celebrate today. We acknowledge the elders and youth, past, present, and emerging, of all land on which we work and live. We honor the ancestral spirits with gratitude and respect. We acknowledge this land out of respect for the Indigenous nations who have cared for Turtle Island, also called North America. The Indigenous people have been gifted the role of caretakers of this land before the arrival of settler peoples until today. But most importantly, we remember the history of these lands and people have been tainted by poor treatment and a lack of friendship with the First Nations who called Canada home before it was given this name. This history is something that everyone is affected by. We are all treaty people in Canada. We all have a shared history to reflect upon, and each of us is affected by this history in different ways. Our past defines our present, but if we move forward as friends and allies, it does not define our future. All right, everyone, to get us started, I'd like to welcome our co-host from the First Canada Youth Council. She's been here many times before. It is Riddy from Team 5036, the Robo Devils out of Scarborough. What up, Riddy?
Hi, how are you?
I am doing great, but I want to know how you're doing. How's the team doing?
We're doing pretty good. We heard back from our school administration that we can go back to the shop today, which is really exciting to hear.
That is exciting. So I'm very excited about your team because I had a chance to chat with one of your mentors, and the robot is actually was built in an apartment building that I grew up in. Like I lived in that same building from when our family first came to Canada. We moved into that building in East Scarborough. I won't give up the location in case, whatever, but East Scarborough. And so it's really cool that, in that very urban community there, that there's like a robot being built in that building. So I feel very attached to this robot. So I'm considering myself an honorary Robo Devil at this point, basically, because, the robot's breathing the same air that brought me life in a way. Probably not air cycles, really. Hopefully air cycles in this world.
We'll get you a hoodie from our team.
You don't need to get me a hoodie. Maybe just like a sticker or something.
Sticker.
Or something like that. Yeah, but that's really exciting. I'm so excited that your team gets to go, and you can go back into the shop and everything. So so you're having fun already?
Yes.
So
I missed it a lot.
It's been so long, right? And how excited are you for competition season coming up?
I'm really excited, and I've been hitting up every single member of the youth council, and we're trying to organize dates where we can see each other, and we've been volunteering at competitions together. So really excited about every single competition.
I saw some youth council names on the volunteer list for Humber, so that's exciting. So that's going to be a thing. Hey, maybe y'all could film some TikToks or something, because I hear the youth council is working on a TikTok account, First Canada Youth Council TikTok.
Yeah, I heard some stuff about that. Really excited.
I am pumped for that. We want to see how many of our key volunteers we can get into this TikTok here, get them all dancing or whatever. I think head referee Perneat, maybe lead robot inspector Hinkle. Could be a lot of stuff, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I think everyone's really excited for the season. It's feeling real now, as more teams can meet, more teams can get their hands on their robots. It's feeling real. And we've got actually 3 teams on the show tonight who are going to be telling us about their journey and what they've been going through. And we also have, hi, Annika. We also have the St. Clair College on, and we have the return of the Kahoot challenge. So, fun stuff today. It's going to be good. You usually do pretty well in these Kahoot challenges, don't you, Riddy? I remember there was one time, didn't you finish ahead of one of the challengers? Maybe?
No. I'm really bad at Kahoot.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was close. I thought you were really good. You were really bad. That's basically the same thing. So very, very exciting. But Riddy, to get us started, we always talk about the importance of mental health. The Youth Council has been very passionate about this, and the Youth Council always does a wellness moment to start us off on the show. And so I'd love to hear what your wellness moment is for today.
Well, Karthik, one of my favorite things to do on my free time is read. And I feel like I've been trying to read as many books as possible. And I've been trying to get myself out of a reading slump. So reading for me has always been a great way to detach and just think of something else. So I'm going to give some recommendations to everyone all the books that I've read in the past year. So for starters, I have to say the Percy Jackson series is really, really good. My older sister Raj is like a huge fan of it, and she actually put me on. So I really, really love this. Then I
Shout out to Raj. She's one
shout
of
out
our
to Raj.
volunteers. Haven't seen her in a while, so say hello.
And then Breadwinner, which Raj also put me on. It's about a girl named Pravana living in Afghanistan, and she's dealing with the Taliban as a young girl. So it's really interesting, and I really like it. I have to read the second book. Then I think this is a really like a classic. It's Holes by Louis Sachar. It's about a boy named Stanley Yelnats who was falsely accused of stealing a shoe, and then he gets sent to a summer camp with other children who who also have committed like crimes, and now they have to dig holes in a lake. It's really funny, and I really liked it. My favorite genre of books is like fiction and like anything like sci-fi. So I recommend this to like everyone. Raj also put me on this one too. It's I Am Number 4, and it's about a alien who comes to Earth to save his planet because he's being hunted by other aliens who's been trying to kill him. It's a really interesting book, and I really liked it. And there's like a bunch of like other books in the series that highlight other aliens because he's not the only one, which is why his name is like number 4 because there's 5, 6, 7, 8. I think this is a classic, Harry Potter. I have never read like the full series. I've only read up to like the second book, but I'm gonna try and finish it up because now that I'm having like going out more and going to stores, I can finally buy the full series. I never really like got into manga, and it wasn't until quarantine where I got into it. So I bought my first one ever, which was Uzumaki by Junji Ito. It's like a horror manga, and I love everything horror, and it's really, really good. One thing that stuck out to me in the book was the illustrations. I thought like I've never seen something like this, so I thought it was pretty dope. And then another horror recommendation was Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I think I really like reading about scary stories, so I have to recommend that. And I'm going to share a couple of like the other recommendations, books that I will be reading. I have not read them yet, but Emma by Jane Austen. I've heard a lot about Jane Austen and like Pride and Prejudice. I've never read any of her books, so I'm going to start with this and then get into it because I want to know about the craze.
It's weird because sometimes people are like, "Oh, that's so old," but her stuff is timeless. It really does apply because it just talks about human relationships, which have obviously evolved over time, but they still are applicable. So it's fabulous.
Yeah. Then I have The Goldfinch. I've heard a lot of really good stuff about this book, and I know that there's a movie. I think it came out or is coming out, but a lot of my friends were like, "Rita, you have to read this." So I will be reading that. And then another little comic book that I'm going to be reading is Persepolis. And it's about a young girl living in Iran during the Islamic Revolution. So I think I'm really excited to read this because my teachers at school recommended that I read it. And it's also like a little comic book and it talks about how she's grown up in Iran. So if you do read any of these books, I definitely recommend them. And I will let you know how the ones that I'm about to read and if I like them.
Thanks, Riddy. That's fabulous. It's just a great list. And for our viewers out there, you just remember like the public library system is amazing to get access to books, especially if you're in the Toronto area. The Toronto Public Library is the largest library chain, has the largest circulation in the world. And in fact, if you have an e-reader, you can get all their books on your e-reader for free. It blew my mind when I discovered that. And I was like, I just get books because I used the library a lot when I was a kid, and I hadn't used it much as an adult, but once I found I could get everything free on my e-reader, especially during the pandemic when you didn't really want to be going, it was just like, and it was great. Like during when all sports were kind of shut down, I was in like my 2 to 3 books a week, and it was just like fabulous to be back in there. I said I read more probably during the early part of the pandemic than I did since I was in like the summer of grade 7 when I was at like my peak read everything. So. And also, like when it comes to wellness, I like to read 1 hour a night before bed, and I really find that really helps getting to sleep as opposed to like having the TV on or something like that. So fabulous stuff. Thank you so much, Riddy, for the wellness moment. That is great. And I think now we'll move into our news updates. Lots of stuff going on for teams out there. Hey, remember, if you're looking to play for a third time this season, there are spots available at the Humber, Windsor, and North Bay event, and the registration fee has been waived for Ontario teams this season if you want to extend an extra event. So Humber, Windsor, North Bay, only a handful of spots left, but if you want one of them, get in touch with John Hobbins. Email him at john.hobbins@firstremarkscanada.org, and he will take care of you. Still a couple scholarship deadlines coming up. If you are applying to the skilled trades, the Build a Dream skilled trade scholarship deadline, February 15th. And if you are an Indigenous student who's gone through the first program here in Canada, the first Canada Indigenous Scholarship Award, due date March 31st. So details are at the link provided in chat, firstremarkscanada.org/scholarships2122. For teams who want to connect with other teams, we recommend you join the FRC Ontario team Slack. Riddy, is your team in that Slack? I know I've seen Sohaib in there. So this is a great place for teams to communicate, share knowledge, and find resources. So the link to join the Slack is now in our Twitch chat. So take a look at that. And also, if teams have specific robot questions that they're struggling to answer, or they're like, oh, why can't I image my Rio properly? Hall of Fame Team 1114 has an online help desk in partnership with First Canada. So go to frchelpdesk.ca to ask your questions, and they will do whatever they can to help you out. And, Riddy, you were telling me, like, your robot, like you said, it's like you're in good shape. For teams who want to like bring their robots on the show, or is your team going to do like a reveal video this year, Riddy?
I really hope we do. I have a few clips, and I think we might start editing it.
Well, if your teams want to do a reveal video and have it shown on this show before we start events, there's a Google form that's just been dropped into chat, and it's also been emailed to teams as part of the FRC program update, and that's where you can fill that in. And it'd be a great way to promo your team, hype everyone up, get everyone excited about all the cool robots we're going to be seeing this season. And every time I see a new robot, I'm just like, yeah, I'm so excited. I just can't wait to get back at it. Finally, for all our FRC teams, some important updates from our lead robot inspector, Hinkle Young. Number one, before teams arrive at competition, you should print out and perform your own inspection using the full inspection checklist, which is available through the manual links on the first website. And for teams requesting an inspection at the event, you should bring that filled out pre-inspection sheet you did so the inspectors can see what you've done already. And the inspector will then use the abbreviated inspection checklist. Since our events are shorter this year and we're trying to minimize contact and be really safe, the inspection checklist for events this year is going to be minimized. So take a look at that abbreviated inspection checklist. But we want every single team to perform a full self-inspection before each of their events so we can be prepared. And this is just more like, if you do the full inspection beforehand, when you get to the event, your inspection will be very quick. It'll be very smooth. It'll just be the inspector being like, hey, welcome back. We're so great to see you. And let's do this. So, we're going to focus on the teams and that sort of stuff. Do you enjoy inspection, Riddy?
I do, but it sometimes makes me nervous.
It does. And, we're going to work with all our volunteers to make all our teams understand that there's no reason to be nervous about inspection. Inspection is a time when our inspectors are going to work with you to make sure your robot's ready and make sure you've checked all the boxes. And if you don't check the boxes, there's so many people at the event who can help you figure out how to check the boxes, or teams are really good at figuring out how to do it on their own. So we're all there to support each other. There's nothing to be nervous about. It's kind of like coming on First Canada Live, it seems nervous at first, but once you've done it, it's like, oh yeah, this is great. So excited for all of that. It's going to be a great season. Those are our news updates, and we are going to be back with our first guests from St. Clair College after this video from one of our sponsors, St. Clair College. That video got me pumped up. And some people would be like, oh, because there were like robots in there. And like, yes, but the opening shot was of the entrance of the building at St. Clair College where the Windsor Essex Great Lakes District event happens every year. And so I saw that. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be there in a few weeks for the event. This is great. St. Clair College is a fabulous place. And to tell us all about it, we have 4 great guests from the school, starting off with Lido Zuccato, the Dean, School of Engineering Technologies, Apprenticeship and Skilled Trades. Welcome, Lido. Al Douglas, Program Coordinator, Electromechanical Engineering Technician Technology, Robotics. Welcome, Al. Love the hat. Love that you're rocking the First Canada's flag.
Thank you.
We got Thomas Forget, Professor, Electromechanical Engineering Technician Technology, Robotics. Oh, we got all the electromechanical heads here today. We know it's going to be a good discussion. And of course, we have Edward DeShutter, Recruitment Officer, St. Clair College. Welcome, folks. Thank you for being here. First off, I just want to say thank you to all the support St. Clair College has provided over the years. That event has just become a fixture on the First Calendar Canada. I know our teams really love coming out to the Windsor area, not just the teams from the Windsor Essex area, but teams from all over. Riddy, have you been to that event before?
I haven't, but I think we're like registered this year.
Yeah, I saw your team on the list. So that's going to be great that you're going to be making the trip down. I'm going to be coming down as well. I am really thrilled to be there. But I guess, all the support. We have so many first students who are watching the show tonight who probably want to learn more about St. Clair College, especially ones like Riddy who haven't been to the campus before. And since we have the electromechanical specialists on the show, what could you tell us about your electromechanical engineering, technician, technology, robotics programs?
Oh, great. Thanks for having us. We all appreciate it. For clarity's sake, what our program does and what we could talk about is our program gets students prepared to work in the field of industrial automation. That's the biggest thing that we focus in on. As you said there, I like how you said the technician technologist. We do offer 2 different robotics programs at St. Clair College. We have the long terminology here, electromechanical engineering technician, which is our 2-year program. And we have the electrical mechanical engineering technologist, which is our 3-year program. Quick little recap of the 2 of them. So our 2-year program, the technician program, it's been running since 2014 already. Time flies. It's a 4-year term, there's 4 terms in that program. It's a fall and a winter intake. That's a nice one because if we're capped, things are full, or as just a new coming student, you're ready to re-enroll into something in January, you can actually start the program in January as well. It has a job shadowing program. Fantastic. It's almost up to like a hands-on in-shop learning interview process. So students can go in, work with companies that do job shadowing. It's a fantastic process. And there's a lot of job prospects upon graduation. Our 3-year program, all the benefits of our 2-year, but we do offer obviously an additional year, potential of a paid co-op term, which is fantastic. Additional skills and courses would be obtained, and a 2-year capstone project. And also our 3-year program, we do work hand in hand with the University of Windsor, There is a potential transitioning path once completed there to continue on to the U. Quick little recap of what you do learn with us. Industrial robotic programming, PLC programming. We have machine vision and robotic vision system applications. I changed my background, as you can see. This is our lab. And just to get the clarity that all the amazing robots that these teams build, ours are slightly different. They're an industrial application, right? But same principle, same concepts. I get geeked out every time I go to a first robotics show and work with teams. It's amazing, right? Yeah. So just to cover that, that's the kind of robotics that you learn with us. But fluid power, hydraulic, pneumatic, electrical design, troubleshooting, there's an enormous amount of content that our students obtain, both in our 2-year and our 3-year. The 3-year offers a 2-term capstone project, which is amazing, would be great for this the group right now. 3D modeling, simulation, even machine design we get into. So it all wraps up in a very neat package that once completed, not only here in Windsor, but Southern Ontario, kind of global, that this job, this career is highly seeked out and is in very high demand. So it's an amazing thing to see our students, our graduates progress through, develop with the skills needed, and then progress out in the industry.
That's fabulous. It sounds amazing. It sounds like right up the alley of so many first students in there. Riddy, you're being one of them. What do you think of all this?
I just think it's like I love how like St. Clair College is like making sure that like all of their students are like well prepared for the real world through like co-ops and through shadowing opportunities. And as a first student, like for me, like I think support is really important. So I was wondering, like, how does St. Clair College support first students?
Yeah, so I can answer that question. Synchro College has really worked hard to support first students. I love the little plug of the Windsor event there, that there's the opportunity, if any teams haven't signed up, there's the opportunity to sign up for the event, because St. Clair College actually has a $1,000 scholarship for students who attend that event. If you participate, there is a scholarship that's available for our local event that you can, but you do have to attend St. Clair College, one of our great programs like robotics or a wide variety of other programs that you're going to hear from Lido here in a moment. So that would be one of the things that we do for first students.
So, Ed, I want to interrupt you because I don't want to undersell this here. I want to make sure that's clear for everyone. So if a student on a team attends the Windsor Essex Great Lakes District event at some point in their career, and they go to St. Clair College, they automatically qualify for $1,000 scholarship.
So they do need to go on the college website and complete the form and provide their number and all that information, but it is available right off of the St. Clair College website, and they can do that as long as they enroll in one of our programs.
Hey, teams out there are still spots available in that Windsor Essex Great Lakes event as my camera crashes because I touched my USB cable. But you can still hear me, right, folks?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I'll work on the camera in a second. But that's teams, there's still spots available. So make sure if you're looking, that's just another reason to head out to that event. Riddy, while I work on this, do you want to take the next question?
Actually, if I don't mind, there's so many things that St. Clair College has kind of worked with. We have provided the machine shop at the regional event. We're gold sponsor. We're involved with Lego League as well. We sponsored 20 local teams for sponsorship. We've actually sponsored some other rookie teams as well. So we've provided sponsorship opportunities for students. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and we're happy to support first.
That is, I'm still blown away by the scholarship piece. I remember hearing about it the last time I was at the event. It's been so long. I was like, oh yeah, that's the best angle right there. Riddy, you'd like to ask the next question?
Yeah, I think like honestly, like I feel like as a high school student who's like going to university next year, there's like a lot of like scholarships that I don't know about. And so I was wondering, what other scholarships would you like to mention that St. Clair College has?
Sure, I can certainly take this question as well. And again, to touch upon TJ's point earlier, we have great pathways at the college, again, through our programs and using those pathways to go on to university as well. So we'd be happy to kind of always talk to you about the programming that we have at the college. But not only the first scholarship, if any students out there involved with the Specialist High Skills Major program in the high school, and you complete the program in grade 12, you end up with that red seal on your diploma. We do have a $1,000 scholarship with that as well. There's another $1,000 scholarship if you're involved with the Ontario Skills Competition. So we've had a number of students who are upwards of $3,500 by the time that they come to St. Clair for things that they're involved in while they're still in high school, let alone the other entrance scholarships that we have and other opportunities. The other unique thing that we do have is we have Saints Gaming, which is anybody out there who plays video games. We were the first school in Canada to launch an esports team. So we do have a varsity team, and those folks can receive between $500 and $2,000 for the semester that they compete for the school. And the athletes out there, we have a wonderful athletic scholarship where they can receive $1,250 for the semester that they compete for the school. But and then there's always our general scholarships that are out there that students would apply for as well. But as students who are looking at all kinds of different post-secondary options, going to those other websites that are out there that would apply, not only to us but other post-secondary institutions, apply would be my big focus part of this. Many students just feel for whatever reason that they may not meet the criteria. But there's lots of scholarships that go unclaimed that are out there that you really should submit that application. And we have students who receive 2 or 3 scholarships and thousands of dollars based off of what they submit. So again, get those applications in to give yourself the best chance of receiving some of that scholarship money.
Yeah, and folks out there who are watching, take Ed's advice. We've had a few schools on over the past few weeks, and we're hearing the same things from all the admissions folks saying, apply. There are scholarships that go unused. And that goes for the First Canada scholarships as well. We just talked about a couple of them. There's the Build a Dream Skill Trade Scholarship, which would be a natural for someone who's going to St. Clair College, and so apply. You told us some specific things about the school, but I guess one broad question, why St. Clair College?
I'll take this. Okay, go ahead, Al. Go.
I'll jump in on this one first. There's,
okay.
I guess, 5 points I want to touch on here.
Okay.
For our robotics program in particular, we have a common first semester. We've kind of moved to this common first term model. We share between 2-year robotics, 3-year robotics, and our biomedical engineering technology program. So if you're a kid who is in high school, you like building robots, you like automation systems, but you really don't know what you want to do as a career path coming out of that, we have a common first semester between several programs where you could basically come to St. Clair, enroll in first semester, pick one of those programs, figure it out in first semester, and take all the common courses. And then after first semester, we have a course that is all about Introduction to Engineering Technologies, which I actually teach, where we have guest speakers that come in and talk about career paths and what these programs are about. And students can kind of make up their mind. I think biomedical might be a great career path for me. I think robotics might be a great career path for me. And you can actually decide at that point which direction you want to go after that. So I think that really offers a lot of flexibility and good options for students. We are a relatively small college compared to a lot of other schools in Ontario. So it is a very personal, friendly relationship that the students have with their professors. We know who the students are, they know who we are, we get to know people, and a lot of students really like that for a college experience. The professors who are going to teach you have all worked in this industry. So if you're going to learn how to weld with a robot, Thomas Forget is going to teach you how to do that, and he did that professionally for a long time. If you want to learn how to program automation systems, I'm going to teach you how to do that, and I did that for about 20 years before I started teaching people. So these are the kind of people you're going to learn from for this. Like Thomas mentioned, we have job shadowing in our 2-year program. We have co-op in our 3-year program. So you can get great work experience and get paid to do it while you're actually in school. You can make a lot of money and gain some great experience while you're in school. Everybody likes both of those things. And then here's a really interesting one that a lot of people don't know about. This is one of the things we find out, that people have no idea about these things. As a path to an engineering degree, you can go to college for 3 years and then do a 1.5 years at a school like the University of Windsor in their Bachelor of Engineering Technology program for basically 3 semesters there. So 3 years at St. Clair, a 1.5 years at the University of Windsor, and come out of there with a 4-year engineering degree. So you get the benefit of all the hands-on experience from a 3-year college program. You get the benefit of the theoretical knowledge from a university engineering program. And you can do that for about $15,000 less than going to a 4-year university program. Plus, you get the benefits of, you have a 2-year exit point possibly from college if you choose that. You have a 3-year exit point after your 3-year diploma completes, or you could stay in for the full 4.5 years if you choose. So there's a lot of really good options on a path like that. And then I will turn it over to Lito to give us some more.
Thanks, Al.
Thank you, Al, TJ, and Ed. Yeah, so I just want to talk about a little bit more about our facilities and the other programs that we have here in engineering technologies, apprenticeship, and skilled trades. We have 18 apprenticeship programs, 5 techniques programs, which is a 1-year certificate, 10 2-year diploma programs, and 13 3-year advanced diploma programs. So quite a few programs to choose from here. We have a 60,000 square foot facility here that represents a real world environment. So when you're in our FCEM here, it's like you're in a machine shop or you're in an automation robotics cell. It's exactly like it is in industry. So you're experiencing, real world. So the facility here, like TJ and Al said, is state of the art. And we choose to, stay on top of technology. We're always investing in the best technology. We just went through a revamp with some of our robots there that you saw in Thomas's background there. So we're always investing. It's a great place to be. Professors, know their stuff. They come from industry. They're from real world. So excellent place to come for your education. If you want to be involved in manufacturing, we also have our automotive facility, dedicated automotive facility, and also a dedicated construction facility for electrical, plumbing, and carpentry. So lots to visit here. So
that's fabulous. Hey, everyone, thank you so much for this really informative session. I think our team's going to appreciate it, from all the options that they have, especially in fields that are related to FIRST, the scholarships, the facilities, and of course, thank you for your support of FIRST. The event at St. Clair College has been happening since 2014, and it just, like I said, it's a regular part of the schedule. It's a fixture. Our teams really appreciate it, and I can't wait to get back there for some robots in a few weeks. So it's going to be great seeing everyone real soon. Thank you again, and we are going to be back with our next segment, the Kahoot Challenge, in just a few seconds. Hey, ready? So what did you think of St. Clair College?
I loved it. I loved it a lot.
Yeah, that's really cool. And you're going to be at that event. So you're like eligible for that scholarship. That's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
So, Riddy, are you excited for the Kahoot Challenge?
Yes, I am.
I am. So, I actually got my phone ready to play. Well, I can't actually play because I'm the host, but I think everyone else. Oh, wait a second. So I have a message about that. No, we're good. Okay. All right. Kahoot Challenge time. So it's been a while, but our defending champion, first alum, teacher, lead mentor, and drive coach for team 1923, 2015 Woody Flowers Finalist Award winner, Twitch superstar Askesian, and one of Business Insider's top 23 women in gaming, esports, and streaming, Libby Kamen.
Hello, I'm excited to be here.
Welcome, Libby. Do you have like a championship belt to hold up?
You know what? I should have figured one out. I don't have one right now, but for next time, I'll make sure I have a championship belt. It's a little presumptuous to have it after one win, but after two, I'll make myself a belt.
I think like Noeen currently has like our championship belts right now, but maybe Matt
Yeah.
Coffey has it.
Maybe can Noeen like pop it over to me?
It should go to you. That's definitely a thing. We can make
perfect.
That happen.
Thank you.
And the challenger, this is going to be good. First Canada alum, 2019 McMaster District Volunteer Appreciation Award winner, and First Canada Master of Ceremonies. You'll be seeing him at the McMaster event this year and the Provincial Championship. Praveen Sripalan.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
What up, buddy? Welcome.
Oh my gosh, so excited to be here. I'm so excited to pay for the customs for that belt to go to Libby.
Cool. You're just saying like you're not even.
I'm just, I'm going up. I'm going up against a champion right now, so I'm a little nervous, but we're gonna do it.
So Praveen, I want to say thank you for accepting our invitation to be on the show. And I really appreciate that we've invited you somewhere, because I know once you had a dinner party where you invited all your friends, but didn't invite me or James or Libby or Riddy. Did you get invited to Praveen's dinner party?
No, I didn't get one.
Interesting.
Do you want to hear the menu of that dinner party?
Yes.
Really good.
Yeah.
I made from scratch some bruschetta. Love bruschetta.
Yeah.
Really easy.
I like
turns
bruschetta
out.
too. I like it. Yeah.
I made sliders. I made like smashed burger sliders.
I love sliders.
Yeah. They were amazing. They were amazing. People kept saying, make more. And then I had a delicious strawberry coulis on top of a nice angel food cake with chopped up strawberry. Oh my gosh, I'm making myself so hungry.
You only invited your high school friends, right? Like Josh and Thuvashan. You invited them?
That's not correct. No, the names that you named weren't correct. The first part was, yes.
Right. I see how we're going here. There was no way I was going to bring you on the show without talking about the dinner party. But
I've been fooled.
Actually, we're not even doing a Kahoot challenge. Let's just
It's
litigate
just
the
this.
dinner
It's
party
an
at this point.
intervention. It's like you got to invite more people.
Yeah,
Is what I get.
Everyone's here. Okay, well, maybe we'll see next time around. All right. So questions in chat. Swaggy P says, are the questions going to be easy? The questions are a little bit easier this time. It's a little bit more generic, but it's a little bit more fun. And Swaggy P also says he might be selling championship belts this year at the swag table. You can't sell championship belts. People have to earn them. They've got to win a cornhole
Replicas.
tournament. Maybe
like little prop replicas of a championship belt. Like it's a wristband, but it looks like the championship belt.
Or that says your name on it, Libby, because it says like Libby came in championship belt. Yeah. Provided you win today.
That's what I need.
You win today. You know, let's
come on.
All right. So you ready for this? Ready? Are you gonna play along?
Yes.
Okay. So Praveen, Libby, you got your phones out. Let's take a look at the Kahoot challenge. Hey, for everyone playing at home, this isn't just a challenge between Libby and Praveen. There are prizes to be won. That's right. First Canada swag. First place will get a First Canada fanny pack, which is really useful, especially when we have our events starting up. You can put your masks in there. You can put your hand sanitizer in there. You can put the invite to Praveen's dinner party that you didn't get in there. First Canada Moleskin notebook, where you could write down, hey, I didn't get invited to the dinner party. Or a First Canada toque that you could wear when you're out in the cold because you don't have a dinner party to go to. Praveen, I honestly, I was going to make a question about the dinner party in the Kahoot, but I decided.
Oh, I didn't know where to answer. I'm sorry. I've been so caught off guard by the.
All right, Libby, what's your name?
I am Honest Iguana.
Honest Iguana. All right, and Praveen?
I am the aptly named Mountain Mouse.
Mountain Mouse. And Riddy?
I'm Funny Iguana.
Funny Iguana. Who is Red Rabbit? Because that is like the best nickname right there. As we're going to go, Libby, I heard you have two teams this year. You have 1923 and 1924.
Alas, not 1924.
Why didn't you get 1924? Wouldn't that make sense that you would get 1924? Because no one's.
It would have been so nice. We're 1923 and 1914. It still works because 2 + 3, 1 + 4. Yeah. Not that I have to explain that to the math guy. We're one group of 172 students, so we're actually submitting 2 competition robots this year.
172 students. That's more. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot of people, right? Ready?
Just a casual medium size.
Did you put 172 people in Sohaib's apartment?
No, absolutely not.
More now, what? All right. I think we're ready to start this Kahoot. Let's do this with a bang. Kahoot at work. First Canada Live Kahoot Challenge, Season 3, Round number 3, Question number 1. I think we're going to start with, I don't want to say because I don't remember exactly, but we'll see. I was like, I was spoiled. Oh yeah, First Lego League Challenge. Which of the following is not a name of a past First Lego League Challenge mission? Beekeeping, demolition, herd the elephants, purchasing decisions.
Purchasing decisions is just the regular life challenge missions as well.
Shockingly, 3 of these were actually missions. I am like Tom Holland, very confused right here. Correct answer was herd the elephants. There was never, that's disappointing because I love elephants. Like I have a mahogany elephant statue right here, and I have another elephant statue right here. I love elephants, and there's no herd the elephants mission, so I'm not okay with that. Praveen, did you get this one correct?
I went with purchasing decisions.
No, there was actually a purchasing decision. It was super exciting. Libby?
I did get this one correct because I remembered that there were bees, but I can't remember elephants.
Okay. Ready?
I did not get it either.
Which one did you pick?
I chose purchasing decisions.
Yeah, that's probably not the most exciting one they've had. But hey, let's take a look at our standings. First place is Kind Crab, followed by Honest Iguana, which is you, Libby?
Me, yeah.
Yes, okay, second place. There we go. Let's move on to our next question. What number do 2022 FRC rookies start at this year? 8,500, 8,700, 8,800, 9,000. Praveen, as an MC, you should know this.
We'll find out.
Yeah. To be fair, I haven't sent out the MC training yet, so maybe
right.
that's.
I'm untrained at the moment. I think that's the violation that's happening.
Libby, did you get this one correct?
I did because we are mentoring 8714 this year. So
all right. And Riddy, did you get this one correct?
No.
Praveen?
Big no.
Big no. That's okay. There's still more questions to come. All right, let's take a look at our standings. Kind Swan has passed the Honest Iguana, but Honest Iguana is right up there. So a lot of people got 2 out of 2 so far. So we're doing well, except for Praveen, who's at a 0, but that's okay. It's okay. All right. Next
We're all
question.
doing well except for Praveen.
How many rookie teams are there in Ontario this season? 0, 4, 9, 16. You'll notice that all the answers are square numbers.
Whoa,
Just saying.
how'd you do that?
Yeah, well, I took numbers and I squared them. Multiplied them by each
I'm
other.
just really hoping I get this one right,
0, 4, 9, or 16. Teams at the starting line. Praveen, did you put an answer in?
I have.
Libby, you put
I
an
tried to be
answer in?
really quick too,
I
so I
did,
could
yep.
get some bonus points.
Okay, Libby's answer. Correct answer is 9. Libby, I see a disappointed face. Did you not get that one?
I did not.
What did you guess?
I guessed 4 because I was trying to undersell because I know it's changed this year and I didn't want, I know Canada's done this amazing work for growth. I didn't want to jump to 16. I felt safe. It was the wrong choice. I should have known you guys were going to start so many teams and make it happen this year.
Ready?
I chose 4 as well.
Okay, Praveen?
I got it correct.
Nicely done, Praveen.
I'm on
Catching
the
up
board,
there.
folks.
On the board right there. 9
we
rookie
go.
teams. Great work by John Hobbins, Paul Keenan, William Neal, doing all this rookie team starting. Kind Swan on fire all the way up there. Kind Crab. So, okay, we're doing well here. Next question. Who will be wearing these shirts this year? FTAs, MCs, referees, field resetters. Rudy, what do you think of that shirt?
It looks really cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty awesome shirt. So who's going to be wearing them? Libby, you are not one of these people because you're not in Ontario.
I believe me, I'm sad about it.
Well, one day we'll get you back up here for an event. Correct answer is Ontario FRC game announcers and MCs. That's the GAMC swag for this year. Praveen, did you get that one correct?
I did.
Yes.
I'm glad. Could you imagine?
Because it shows you read your emails. Because if you didn't, then I'd be like,
yeah. And I was out here waiting for my training email. I'm so excited to wear this shirt.
yeah, it's going to be good. Paul Swaggy P is getting them printed right now. Libby, did you get that one correct?
I did.
Yes, I think I sent you the shirt before.
I was gonna say, you showed it to me,
yeah.
and I mean, who doesn't love a good jump kick merch, you know?
Absolutely. Ready? Did you guess that one correctly?
I did.
There we go. All right. So let's take a look at our standings now. Kind Swan still got every question correct. Honest Iguana is up into 3rd place. All right, let's take a look at our next question. What is the sum of the roots of 7x squared minus 91x plus 33 equals 0?
Oh yeah, it's so much easier this time around. I
This
gotta
is-
think for more than 20 seconds.
Well, see, this isn't for specific trivia. This is something that anyone can do. It's it's
aware.
based sum of roots.
I am racking my brain right now.
If you think back to your ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 in high school, you were told that there was a certain thing, that combo that gave you the sum of roots always, even if the roots were complex. And by complex, I don't just mean tough. I mean in the complex plane, including complex numbers. And yeah, so answer people, but you have to type your answer because like multiple choice in math, not the way to go.
I was really hoping for the multiple choice. I've banked my life on multiple choice.
No way. I
I'm just
figured
proud of
because-
myself for remembering the trick before you explained it.
There you
And
go.
I've already
See?
typed my answer in
Yeah.
before. I'm feeling pretty confident in myself right now.
Correct answer. So, Bart and Ruth, be proud of the Kumon that you sent Libby to. It paid off. Correct answer is 13. 2 people got it right. Libby, did you get it?
I was one of them.
Boom! Ruth, are you watching? The Kumon paid off. There you go.
I'm good at, we both have to tell my mom that I got the math question completely correct.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ready? Did you get that one?
I rushed my answer.
Oh. Praveen, were you the other one who got it right?
I don't even want to discuss what I put into my phone.
Were you the one who wrote, wait, what? Because someone did that.
I didn't see that. No, I saw someone put 4 billion and I thought, I'm off.
There you go. You can see all the different answers people put in. All right, let's let's take a look and see our standings. Kind Crab up there, Kind Swan, Honest Iguana. So now let's move on to the next question. What song are Praveen and Karthik singing here? Is it Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer? Celine Dion, all coming back to me now. Today is gonna be the day that I'm gonna throw it back to you. Oasis Wonderwall or Semisonic Closing Time? This was at the C&E event.
I know, but I'm struggling on which one of these because it could literally be any of them. Although contextually, there's one I can rule out.
I think I volunteered at the CNE like in 2019.
This is when this was, yeah. It's definitely 2019 because I'm wearing a Raptors championship merch, which is the only thing I wore at that event because I was still in the afterglow of the Raptors winning the title. Correct answer is Bon Jovi's "Living on a Prayer" because we're halfway there. Oh, Praveen.
Living on a prayer.
Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh,
living on a prayer.
Aren't people excited for events? We actually can't do that at events this year because proper respiratory hygiene means no singing at events, but we can definitely do the actions, right?
A lot of miming.
Yeah, there will definitely be the pointing,
air guitar, air
guitar.
The air guitar is important.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Praveen, you got that one correct, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, for a second, I almost thought, I might get this one wrong too.
No, that would have been embarrassing. Livy, you got that one?
I did originally when I just saw the question and not the photo. I was like ready for like, oh, it's closing time. Like that's another tradition. But after I saw the image, it couldn't be that serious. So it's got to be Living on a Prayer.
Nicely done. And Riddy?
I did get it.
Nice there. Riddy, do you know those 4 songs? Because they're a little bit older.
I know the Oasis Wonderwall because like I listened to it, and the Bon Jovi Living on a Prayer, but the other ones.
You might know the Celine Dion because it is like trending on TikTok right now. There's all sorts of people lip syncing to that one on TikTok.
With the leaf blower and like the hair.
Exactly. That's why I threw that one on there to be a little current. And Closing Time is one that I used to sing at the end of day 1 at events to clear out the pits because people apparently don't like my voice, which is weird. I don't understand how that would be.
Hey, I love your voice, Karthik.
Thank you, buddy.
I want
Thank
you to know
I love your voice too. So
thanks, man.
We need to do a karaoke night once this is all like over.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Once
Libby,
it's safe.
Will you come up here for that?
Yeah, I'll come up for karaoke night. No problem.
Sweet. All right, we're done.
We did it.
Okay, let's move on to our next question. Well, take a look at our results. Honest one in second place. Kind Crab, still killing it out there. Still killing it. What is Karthik saying to Libby here? I can't believe you scuffed my Jordans, which is something I definitely said to Libby, except there was probably more expletives than that.
Twice, specifically.
Twice. It's all good. Chill. Child, please. I've said that to Libby many times before. Or you really need some Jay's merch, which could be applicable too.
These are all things you have said to me. We're just looking for what's specifically in this photo.
No one bet on child, please. That's probably the phrase I've said the most to you.
Child, please.
Child, please.
This is a very revealing question.
It's all good. Chill. Libby, do you remember the story of that photo?
I do. It was one of the very first events we ever did together, and I was reading an award script and I messed it up, and I'd been so nervous all day. And as soon as I finished, I literally turned to Karthik and I said, "I'm sorry." And he goes, "It's okay. Like, you're good." And the photographer happened to capture that moment. And it is the thing I keep in my back pocket when I'm nervous for stuff now. It's all good. Chill. So I did get the question right.
And let me clarify for the record, folks, you really didn't mess up. You said one word. It was totally fine. So
it's not 100%. It's nothing.
This is the Kumon skills that allowed her to get the sum of roots problem there. Exactly. Riddy, did you get that one correct?
I lost it.
Oh, you lost connection or?
No, I didn't. I lost my streak.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's okay. Praveen?
I did. I saw the hand motion, and that's universal. Hey, chill.
It's all good. It's all good.
That's universal, I think, in my opinion.
Libby, that was 2011, right?
That was 2011.
11 years ago. Riddy, how old were you then?
20. No, that was 19.
No, sorry, I'm asking Riddy.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know.
I hope you figure it out, girl.
My friend.
I'm really bad at doing math in my head.
Okay, how old were you 11 years ago?
Okay. Let me
If you're pulling out a calculator, I'm going to scream at you.
I was 11. Was that?
You were not 11 years ago.
I don't.
Unless you're a 22-year-old high school student. It's all good. You were not as old as you are now. You were 11 years younger than you were now. So, Riddy, do people still floss?
They do.
The last time Riddy was on the show, that we played a video with Jay Flores flossing, and I was like, Riddy, do people still floss? She's like, yeah, I floss every day. And then because she was thinking I was talking about dental floss. So there's always these moments. Yeah.
That's the most important flossing, though.
Absolutely.
You gotta
way more
floss.
important than
Very true.
So does flossing come from a video game? Is that where it started?
Yes. Well, sort of.
Sort of.
The dance move was a Fortnite dance move. It is like a regular dance move, but it was a Fortnite reaction emote that you can use.
Got it.
And thus popularity.
Praveen, do you play Fortnite?
I have not. Actually, I've played once or twice.
Okay. Riddy, have you played Fortnite?
I played once.
I've not played. Not a big video, but Libby, you must have played Fortnite. Have you streamed Fortnite?
Yes, a little bit. It's not my preferred, but I have played.
You've got a squad right here, then.
True.
I still think if you're going to stream anything, you need to stream Oregon Trail. I would be in for Oregon Trail.
It's on the list.
It is.
We could all get a character.
Yeah. I would definitely die of dysentery. It always happens. Just the worst. Or Karthik has diarrhea. Like what is that even? That's just embarrassing. Why would you even say that? Broader Bun
Why are you
software.
gonna call me out like that?
Yeah, really. Whatever, my intestines. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Kind Crab in first place, Honest Iguana, Decisive Horse, Mountain Mouse. Hey, Mountain Mouse, you're catching up.
Yeah, Praveen's coming for me. I'm kind of nervous.
Okay.
Last question, though.
Last question. We're double the points. Rank the following years from high to low by the number of FRC rookies from that year who are still competing in Ontario in 2022. So which year has the most teams that still exist this year? 2002, 2004, 2019, 2014. Think of team numbers, which groups of team numbers are most prevalent. I would say the first 7 questions were pretty easy. This is a tough one. I had to put something in there. I know Brennan is watching, so I have to give something for Brennan to be excited about. As you sort your way through, I'm glad that Parth appreciates the sorting algorithm GIF. Parth, you can use that in your classes if you want. It's a good one. Hagen confirms that Brennan is watching, so that's good. All right, the correct answer. So the most amount of teams that exist, 2014 was a really good year. Lots of 2014, and then 2004, if you can believe that, all the way back in 2004, there's still a bunch of those teams. That's the 1241 rookie year, 2019, and then 2002. So it was all really close between these. This was a tough one. This was hard. This was hard to go through, unless you've looked at a team list recently of the 78 teams who were competing, just to kind of visualize. Praveen, did you get this one right?
I swapped 2004 and 2019.
Oh,
I had 2014.
Nice. Libby?
I got the exact same incorrect as Praveen. I was 2014, 2019, 2004, 2002. So partial credit, even though it's not real in Kahoot.
And Riddy?
I switched up 2019 and 2004.
Same. So you all had the same mistake. So let's take a look at our standings. So podium folks, hey, if you were in the top 3, take a screenshot, send it to communications@firstroboticscanada.org to claim your prize. Decisive Horse, Honest Iguana in second. And our winner, Kind Crab. So Libby, as the winner, because Praveen, what place did you finish in? 4th?
I'm 4th. Yeah.
Fourth. Right. So close. But Libby, that means you are our Kahoot Challenge champion again. Two-time defending champion. We're not sure when we're going to have the next one of these episodes, but we will let you know. And Praveen, as the loser, not only do you have to invite Libby and I and Riddy to your next dinner party, you get to choose the next contestant. And I think it'd be good if we nominated another one of our FRC MC's game announcers so we can get them on the show. People can kind of see that, but you can choose whoever you'd like, you know, maybe someone who also didn't go to your dinner party.
Maybe someone who did. There's a few, a select few.
Yeah. Oh, like you could, Mahmoud, he could come.
That's right. Like, see,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
You know.
he got invited. I didn't. Did Shanika get invited, or was she not invited either?
I don't believe she was in that circle yet.
Oh, I see how it is. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Because you don't invite anyone other than your tight, cliquey, bullying circle.
I just want to point out how hard it is to cook for more than 10 people.
Oh, I'm saying, you know, catering exists, potluck can be a thing, you know.
That's true. But then I'm not really doing a dinner party. I mean, you know, we're getting too into the weeds about this.
I would have brought some good tumble dishes, man. You know, we would have.
You want to do a potluck? I can do a potluck.
Oh, yeah. You know, we can have
Some roti.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Some budgie.
Everybody loves roti, right? If you haven't tried roti,
so
go out and buy some roti, right?
Yeah.
Like just Uber
Libby,
Eats it.
Have the aunties on Team 1923 brought you roti?
Yes, my palate is well developed by the aunties. So,
Riddy, have you had roti?
I haven't.
Oh, you need to. As someone who goes to school in Scarborough, you definitely need to get on that. You need to talk to your Tamil friends and hook that up. All right, folks. Well, thank you, everyone. If you came to our cottage weekend for being cooked for us, I bailed on the cottage weekend. It was
That's
the middle
right.
of
That's right. I cooked there as well.
You're getting called out right back.
Well, you cooked at Shotluck. Didn't you make fries at Shotluck?
I made French fries.
Yeah, I think so. Like
That's
3
it?
in the morning.
I made like mac and cheese from scratch. This last one.
Oh wow, yeah,
It was
that was.
amazing.
I was just like, not doing the gatherings at that point.
So now you've been invited to one, right? You've been invited to where I've cooked.
That's fair. I will accept my decline on that one. I was just like,
There we go. I will never get ambushed again on first.
No,
night,
no. Hey, Libby, Praveen, thank you so much for coming on the show. Kahoot Challenge is always fun. The audience enjoys it. Thank you for being good sports. To all the winners, enjoy your prizes. And we will be back next because we got FRC teams coming on. So we'll be back in just a moment after a word from one of our sponsors. All right, we're back. And now it's time to bring out some FRC teams talking about how they've been doing with this remote season. So first off, let's bring out from Hamilton, Ontario. It is Team 4039 Makeshift Robotics with their mentor, Noah Linton, who's a Mac mentor, Adam, grade 10 student on the mechanical sub team, and Ben, grade 10, who's a co-lead on the team. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Makeshift. Love the rainbows. How's everyone doing?
Hey, Karthik, it's good to see you. It's great to hear that team announcement again. It's been a while since we've heard that.
I miss doing them, man. I just can't wait. You know what I really am looking forward to, Noah, is the first time I am seeing a match where Makeshift is there and the questions. I just miss doing the questions, I just miss all of it. I miss the whole experience. And, love being at an event with Makeshift. You guys bring so much, you all bring so much joy to the event, so much gracious professionalism and awesome robots. So I want to know, how has your season been going? Please let us know. Like, have you been meeting virtually, in person, hybrid? What's it been like?
So at the beginning of the season, it was fully virtual because mostly because of COVID, and we weren't really allowed to go into the building at all because of the lockdowns in the province. But we've started to kind of go into a hybrid sort of thing. So we do have regular Zoom and Discord meetings online, and we also do signups for times when you can come into the workshop. So we have a limited amount of slots for a certain time, and then if you sign up, then you can come to it.
That's really, I really appreciate that you're still finding ways to, stay really safe, but to make things work. So Riddy, I wonder if you have a question for the team.
Yeah, so our team kind of dealt with the same thing with COVID. We kind of had to work somewhere else besides our school. And I was wondering, like, have you been able to prototype this year for your robot?
Yeah, so I can start before prototyping even CAD modeling the robot is a really big part. So we've been using an online program called Onshape, and that means that all the students, anyone who wants in the mechanical team, can all use this. It's all free and everything, so they can use that, and everybody can be working on the robot design. So that's pretty cool. And then another important thing, results of other teams who've been able to actually come up with physical prototypes and things like the Chief Delphi build threads, testing things like how the game pieces are interacting with the robot and everything like that has been super valuable, because if we can't get in to do that, we wouldn't know any of that if it weren't for other teams being able to get out and do that.
I'm going to be doing this a lot this year, but I just wanted to say, like, on behalf of all our teams here in Ontario, thank you to the entire FIRST community who's been sharing their prototype videos. It's so unique to FIRST. That doesn't happen in other engineering competitions anywhere. People do their own stuff, and especially if you've done like a lot of the university design challenges, people do their own stuff, and it's like top secret. And the fact that there are so many FIRST teams all over the world, and just some of the best teams in the world who openly share everything they do, it's going to allow our teams to be more successful. And so to the whole FIRST community, we are just appreciative here. And I think it's just, that is like gracious professionalism in a nutshell, if you think about it. So it's really cool that you've been able to take advantage of that. So, you talked about using Onshape, which is a great tool for teams for online collaboration. Are there other software tools that the team's been using to help with your collaboration?
Yeah, like I mentioned, Onshape is really good. And then another cool thing we've done is at kickoff, we weren't able to meet in person and have even a small meeting of a human game, kind of figuring out what's going to be happening in the game. So what we did, we might have a video of it, Minecraft
we can bring that
game.
video up right now while you're talking, Adam.
So we had students build on a Minecraft server something, basically the field. And then we had some mechanics going on, so we were able to use that server. We'd have a meeting, everyone would join, and we'd be able to go and hold a human game in Minecraft instead of in real life.
So let's take a look at the Minecraft simulator here. That is so cool.
And maybe just some background context here. Typically what we do in person is on the day of kickoff, we actually assign robot classes to students, and they go around and on a mock field, usually made out of tape and previous year's game pieces, we simulate the game in real life and try to get a feel for it. And so that's what we're modeling here.
I just think it's great that you've come up with different ways of trying things. And you have another video for us too, right? Makeshift.
Yeah, on slide 3, that was Ben was talking about having small groups in the workshop, and this is just a live stream from one of those very first sessions where we got some intake prototyping going on there, and then in the bottom right corner is our CNC router cutting some parts for our drive base, and so that was great to hopefully get some more students involved, those that couldn't be on site.
That's really cool. I've heard of teams in the past who they've live streamed their practice field on a private channel. So then other students and mentors who couldn't be in because they were working on homework with us could still watch, and then people could take notes, and then they'd use that for like scouting practice, and it also to give feedback to the drivers and everything. And that it's just, it's neat to see the different ways that teams are able to collaborate. This has been great to hear from Makeshift and everything, but wouldn't be me if I didn't ask, how's the robot coming along right now? Is there anything you can tell us? I know, every team wants to keep things to a certain degree, but are you feeling good about your progress so far?
Yeah, I think we've been doing pretty well considering the circumstances. We expect our robot will be moderately successful this year. Obviously, we can't give away too much about the mechanisms. We've been able to do quite a bit of prototyping and a lot of mechanical work in CAD. and we're really excited to bring it to the competitions and compete and see other teams.
Well, I can't wait to see it too. And you've been keeping it simple this year. Has that been one of the main strategies? I see Noah nodding his head.
We're trying to.
Yeah, I think that's the key this year, especially because, teams don't have as much time this year because of the various restrictions. It's important to realize that as resources shrink, scope has to as well. But going to a simpler robot doesn't necessarily mean a less effective robot. A simpler robot can actually be a more effective robot, which is one of the things that we all talk about. Any final tips, Adam, Ben, Noah, for the folks watching?
Yeah, something I can mention. Another cool thing we've been able to do is we've been using a method of kind of assembling part of the robot without having an in-person meeting. Is we'd send parts or kind of an at-home build kit basically to a student so they can take that and assemble it themselves, which is great because they get to figure out how that part's working, how to assemble things like this. And then that means that they can bring it eventually when we get back to in-person meetings, we can bring that, it's already assembled, and we can put it on the robot.
That is fabulous. So, we talk a lot, and really, we talk about this with the Youth Council a lot, the importance of equity, diversity, and inclusion. And that's inclusion right there, because it would probably be simpler for the team to just have one person work on stuff and not go through the logistics of sharing it out there. But that's a definite choice that Makeshift has made to be more inclusive, to get more students involved. And I love that. That is just like, hey, Makeshift, thank you for being great. I'm so pumped to see you. What events are you going to?
We will be competing at York, the Saturday of York, and both days of St. Mary's.
Awesome. So I won't be at York because I'll be at Waterloo at the time, but I will be at St. Mary's. So I'll see you there. I expect good questions. We got to have them ready.
We'll have them. Don't worry.
Awesome. Say hi to everyone on Makeshift. Makeshift, thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for being leaders in our community. And everyone will see you on the live stream at York.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Thanks. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Ben. All right. I think it's time to bring our next team out. It is from Hamilton, Ontario, team 5406, Celtx. Last time we saw them, they were on Einstein in 2019. It's been that long. It really has been that long. So we have Christian, who's a grade 11 student, Rubab, a grade 12 student, and lead mentor, Michelle. Welcome, Celtx. How's it going?
Going pretty good.
Christian, Rubab, how are you doing?
Going pretty well. How about you, Karthik?
I'm great. I'm pumped. This has been a fun show. I loved hearing about St. Clair College. Kahoot Challenge was a blast. And now we're talking to teams. And so, I guess the first question for everyone is, because, normally it's like, how's your season going? It's such a generic kind of question because most teams are just like, yeah, we're building a robot. But I think for everyone this year is a little bit different. So for Celtx, how has the season been going?
It's been going good. It's a nice being back to building the robots again. Compared to last year, it's definitely a big improvement being back at the Robodrome. But the first 2 weeks was a bit of a challenge, but we still made do and had a lot of fun participating online on Microsoft Teams. We did a lot of CAD and programming online, as well as some design practice and just making our design goals for our robot at the beginning of the season, and read the manual at the beginning of kickoff, all together still on Zoom. So we tried our best to make it as normal-ish on Zoom, but it's been a lot of fun still.
Rob, you have anything to add?
I mean, Christian pretty much summed it up because we usually tend to do kickoff in person at our school because we have a really big space where we can just relax and watch. But then obviously with the pandemic, we weren't able to do that this year. So we just popped onto Zoom, I believe, and just watched it through there and then talked about it afterwards. And it was nice though.
Yeah. It is fabulous. So, Celtx is known for really technically qualified robots, a lot of and cool mechanisms. Always something on a Celtx robot be like, how do they think of that? How do they come up with that? And so obviously prototyping is a huge part of that process to developing these cool solutions. So how have you adapted with less access early on in the season? And have you come up with any cool ways to take a prototype or to accelerate your design process or to change your design process this year?
Well, for prototyping in the beginning, right after kickoff, we did it online mostly just because we weren't allowed back into the Robodrome. So we looked at most of the RI3D teams and how they went on about the challenges, which some of them were really, really cool. It was amazing how they did that in such a small amount of time.
And then after that, about 2 weeks into the build season, we were allowed to come back into our build space. So then from there, we just started prototyping some like, wood cutouts and clamps and just basic stuff going from there and trying to like come back from the online stuff.
It must have been a great, sorry, Michelle, go on, please.
Yeah, it was really challenging because the first 2 weeks were completely online. We were locked out again. So our goal was as soon as they say go, we were going to have like CAD models ready to like start firing in the laser and stuff. So the kids really worked hard and had a bunch of stuff ready to go. It was really cool.
That is, yeah, I think there's been a few teams who kind of set, it's like, okay, we know when we're going to be able to get back in, and at least just knowing was so valuable because it's like, that's your deadline for your design phase. And we can't waste any, build phase because of it. And really cool that you've been able to get going.
Yeah,
and,
we had no idea when it was going to happen though.
Oh, really? So that uncertainty adds an extra degree of complexity, right?
Exactly. We actually were contemplating, okay, is this going to be a write-off of the season? I know a couple of our Robodrome teammates were in the same boat and they're like, what are we going to do? So it was like, okay, how many weeks are the mentors were talking about how many weeks would we do virtual and it have an impact on whether we can get a robot built or not. So it was all up in the air until we finally pushed and the board was so graceful to let us come back in, but with limits, right? We can only have 15 in at a time.
Yeah, it's so many different restrictions that teams are facing now. I know there's still some teams in Ontario who've not yet been able to meet in person because of the regulations at their school board. And it's just, I think it's going to be really important at events that all of our teams are ready to support each other and all of our volunteers are really patient and understanding of what our teams are going through. And we can, I think flexibility is the key word this year. We're all going to have to be gymnasts to a certain degree to make sure that we can make things work while still being safe, while still having a great experience and a great time. And we know it's going to be different this year, but it's still going to be awesome. Riddy, do you have any questions for Celtx?
Yeah, I do. So I was wondering, like, do you have any software tools that you use to support team collaboration?
So we historically use a tool called Basecamp. It's our project management system, which we have different threads going with different subtopics. So we have a programming thread. We also have like a mechanical thread with drive base and then intake and turret as well. So we have all that going and we can just bounce off ideas and whoever's interested in what can subscribe to it and just be more a part of their own subgroup. We also use like Microsoft Teams and Zoom and Google Docs, all just for collaborating. The basic tools we've learned over the pandemic to use.
And Christian, for your, sorry, Michelle.
We also use GitHub for our programming and we use GrabCAD for our CAD works.
Yeah, that was my question. That was going to be my CAD question because I was like, you did so much work virtually on CAD and whatever. And so what CAD software? We
toyed with Onshape for a little bit at the beginning of the season, and we're likely to move towards that. But we figured, if so many of our students are really good at SolidWorks, so we pulled back this year and decided to stay in SolidWorks and explore Onshape over the summer.
I think it's like a multi-year transition, probably. To, like obviously, you pull the plug. You're not going to be using 2 CAD softwares in one season. Oh my goodness, that would break my brain. But just to get
it was really good though for the online, like teaching the kids online. So they didn't have to download the whole SolidWorks program and get the suite up and operational. They could just go online and follow along. So that was really cool and really, really useful in the beginning.
One thing I really like about Onshape is the accessibility piece, and that you don't need to have, like, so often it's like, oh sorry, we can't make SolidWorks work on your computer sort of deal, and Onshape is just a little bit more flexible in that way. Now on the flip side is you need to have a robust internet connection at all times, which can be challenging in different ways. So accessibility comes in different forms. I would be remiss if I didn't ask, but how is the robot coming along? And again, you don't have to give away any trade secrets and everything, but I know there's always excitement for when Celtx comes to their first event because people are like, I want to see that Celtx robot, or I want, when they release a picture or a video on Chief Delphi or such. So how are things going?
Well, I mean, so far, robot's definitely coming along. We've prototyped a couple of the parts. So we have like the chassis basic parts of it done. We have the turret. We've like kind of looked at it. It's almost there. And then the climber is definitely something that
Something
we
to
have
watch
been
for.
constantly, yeah, it's definitely something that we need to focus more so now, I feel like, just because with climb, it's different, unique in a way from like previous games. So it's definitely
Super
something that
challenging.
we're,
I am so excited to see, because I think, because like you said, the climb is very different. And I think there's so many different approaches, because again, with it being a multi-stage approach, there's different ways teams can do it. You can do, especially if you're going for the traverse part, you can go very sequential, or you could go non-sequential, which includes so many different challenges, but so many different gains. And I just think we're going to see lots of interesting stuff. And I'm excited, and also like a little bit terrified of robots swinging on that bar and smashing into the driver's station wall. But I mean, if robots can do it, then MCs can too, probably. So I'm just
Yeah.
like it's
You don't get to kick anymore, but maybe you can swing.
well, I'm just saying, like, if robots can do it, if we're gonna play like 27 qualification matches and such, and robots are swinging all day long, then maybe just in finals, like maybe 1 or 6 kicks, just saying here.
That'll be fun.
It's going to be a blast. Makeshift, which events are you headed to this year?
We're heading to Waterloo Day 2 and Windsor Day 2 as well.
Awesome. So I will see you at both of those events. So I am really excited to get a look at that robot and to see everything that's going on. Celtx, thank you so much for supporting our community. And, it's just always great seeing the advice given by people in Slack, on Chief Delphi, and, you're leaders in this community, and we can't wait to see what you do. And, it was a bummer that you didn't get to play after that amazing Einstein run. And I was really bummed, because I love introducing our Canadian teams who come off a run and be like, from Einstein, just that excitement or whatever. But trust me, I remember I'll be doing that this year to give you all the love and recognition you all deserve. It's going to be a great season, and we can't wait to see you Waterloo Day 2. Good luck with everything else. Anything else you'd like to plug or tell us about before we go?
Yeah, we're pretty good.
Awesome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. Enjoy your time at the Robodrome, and we will talk soon.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Riddy, I'm just getting excited just talking to teams, just hearing about everything. But you know what? We still got one more team coming. This TX team from Oakville, Ontario. It's Team 1360 Orbit Robotics, a community team who is just always doing cool stuff. Always count on them. When you're in need, and 1360s is at an event, you know who to approach. So we have Michelle, a grade 12 student, team captain, and last season is a Dean's List finalist. Hey, Michelle. And we have Peter Lowe's, who's a founding mentor of Orbit Robotics, and he's also been a judge both locally and internationally. Hey, Peter.
Hey, Karthik.
Great to have everyone on the show here today. So we're going to start off asking the same sort of question to both of you that we've asked all our teams, but how's the season been going so far?
It's been going pretty well. We've been able to start meeting in person over the last week. So that's good. It's very exciting.
Very exciting. I'm glad that all 3 teams that I dropped the chip clip. I can't leave that on the floor. Sorry. Gotta always have your chip clip ready. I'm glad that all these teams are starting to get back into the swing of things in person. Michelle, did you have to adapt to kind of going back in person because it's been so long?
Yeah, a bit. We'd been able to do some in-person training earlier in the season though, so that was good. A lot of the students had already met each other because of that. So that made it a bit easier. And then we've been having online meetings since kickoff until now. So we'd had some work done already, and we're kind of already rolling towards a robot.
And that's probably a unique challenge you have, Michelle and Peter, because you're a community-based team. You have members from 15 different schools. And so lots of people on the team probably hadn't met each other before. And because you've done so much stuff virtually, I'm sure that it was like, there's some real team building that has to go on, right?
Yeah, it's really important for us to bring the rookies in and kind of get them comfortable with our machines and our workspaces, and just communicating with the older members too, because that's something that's a little bit different online and in person.
Were there any specific things that you tried to help get the rookies more involved when you were still virtual?
Yeah, so in virtual, we have Slack, where we have multiple channels for the different sub teams. We encourage rookies to, ask questions and get involved there. And then we have G Suite, where we have every team member has their own 1360 email account. And then we have the different sub teams set up in groups there. and then with Google Classrooms. So we have a lot of that going on for keeping communication going, which helps with that.
Oh, that sounds like a great way to.
That's also been helpful, Karthik, as students have joined the team partway through the season, because all the classes we've been conducting are documented and recorded in the classrooms. You can join 3 or 4 weeks after kickoff and then catch up very quickly.
And I'm sure that's valuable going forward for future seasons too, to have all that documentation for students who like to read ahead and learn. Rudy, do you have a question for Orbit?
Yeah, I feel like I've been seeing a lot of teams like doing a lot of things virtually and trying to make sure that everyone's included in the process of like building and designing a robot. And I was wondering, like, do you guys have any software tools that you guys use for team collaboration?
Yeah, so we use, like the past team, we use GrabCAD and GitHub to help us with our programming and our designing sharing. So we can have multiple people working on the same projects to help move those along faster, and for collaboration and that kind of thing. So those are very good for that. And then the Google Classrooms, again, for all the sharing of documents, it all goes there and it's all in the same place for the different sub teams.
We've also been using the WPI Lib simulator for programming training, which has been invaluable, and we've really been able to do a lot of work on autos. The students have been working at home and checking it out on the simulator, and that's got us reasonably advanced, we believe, in autos.
I really appreciate that WPI Libs simulator, because I think so often there's, not necessarily a disconnect on the team, but you have like your mechanical folks and you have your programmers. And so I've just been on so many teams where the programmers like, well, we can't do anything until we have a robot. And the mechanical people are like, well, we can't get you a robot any sooner. Like, can't you like program something? And now WPI Lib is like specifically for that in the same language that they'll be using on the actual robot. Because I know a lot of teams will use other simulators or do other programming exercises, but then it's like, it feels not as useful, but this is like right in there with the code, and you can take a sample base and you can do your pathing and all the cool things. So I'm glad to see that your team's been able to use that.
Last season, the last time we had to build a competitive robot, it only required about half a day's work transitioning from the software developed for the simulator to actually get codes working on the bot. So it's very effective.
That is really cool to hear. Which events are you planning on attending this year?
We are going to Humber and York.
Okay, so you're coming up to Humber, which is coming up real soon.
Very soon.
One of the interesting things is, First Canada, out of an abundance of caution, has put a limit on the number of people who can attend the Humber event. It's just 15 students. And so how are you planning on allocating your students at this event? Sorry, it's 15 team members. I want to be very clear on this. 15 team members total, not 15 students, so 15 team members total. How are you planning on allocating the 15 folks to allow your team to be as functional as possible? Because I know it's different for some teams who are used to having many more students and many more mentors.
Yeah, so we'll have our drive team, of course.
Yeah.
And some of those members, including myself, have build skills as well. And so they can also be our pit members because of the 5 people in the pit rule. So that works well to have those same people going over. And then we like to have scouters for matches to help us come up with strategies. So we'll have 6 people for that as well. And then people for media, because for our team having media, we like making recap videos and all that stuff for sponsors and future team members. So we'll have a media person, and then our mentors will be there to support us.
I think that's a really intelligent split. I think that's what a lot of teams are kind of thinking of, in that 5 drive team, 6 scouts, and then maybe like a couple mentors and then a media and the such. And by the way, I'm a huge fan of all the recap videos your team puts together. I know a couple of years ago, some of your members actually helped First Canada and put together a fabulous video at the provincial championship. And I was blown away at how quickly they turned that around. Like, this is like, that's what I expect. I've done like lots of professional productions. They're like, we can't turn stuff around like that. Not to say that, this basically was a professional production just with high school students. So it's really
a lot
impressive.
of all-nighters.
Yeah, obviously, I'm sure there's a lot of Red Bull going on there, or whatever the energy drink
Lots
of
of coffee.
is. Yeah, there we go. Oh.
The amusing story there is the student who led on that program worked right through the night and then fell asleep while the video was being presented at the provincials.
That is perfect. That is perfect. It reminds me of the story at one of our events where we handed out the Volunteer of the Year award, and then the volunteer wasn't there because they were in the pits helping a team, and like that's just their nature. They were just constantly doing, and it's the same sort of thing. They're so exhausted from that. Winding down on time here, but I'm wondering, how is the robot coming along at this point in the season?
It's starting to come together. We're kind of wishing we hadn't picked a first week event. But we've got some prototypes going, and we're starting to build our drivetrain, and we've got build meetings set up every day for multiple hours for the rest of this week and up until competition, basically. So we're working on getting there.
Yeah, and I think for our teams, because I'm sure a lot of teams are like, oh, it's coming up so soon. I wish we were competing later. But remember that all the teams who are going to Humber are in the same boat, and everyone's going to be helpful. We'll figure things out, and the scope, it might be, a lot of teams out there who are watching may want to do like a phased design where it's like, okay, we're just going to implement these things for Humber, and then when we go to York or North Bay or Windsor or St. Mary, we'll implement these things, and then maybe we'll implement these things for the provincial championship. But I think the phased design, sorry, Michelle, please.
Oh, I was just saying for the phase of design, we're looking at having different types of climbers, an easier one for Humber, and then a better one maybe for York.
Yeah,
so we have more time actors.
And also, I think because this is really our first full season of no bag. Because 2020 there was no bag, but no one went through a full season. Most teams went to 2, but almost every team went to 1 or no event. So this year, teams can really take advantage of the no bag, where it's like you go to your event, and then it's like, okay, what worked here? What did other teams do well? What can we improve based on that? So there's going to be just fixing the robot, but then upgrades, and then planned upgrades along the season, as opposed to this crunch we used to be in with the bag, or in my day with the crate, where it's like, we got to get this all finished, and you see all these things, you have all these ideas when you get to competition. It's like, yeah, but we have no chance of implementing this because we don't have a practice robot. So there's opportunity there. So I'm looking forward to seeing how teams operate in this. I can't imagine if there was still a bag in trying to do this in a pandemic season.
It would add a whole extra level of complicated.
Oh, I think beyond that, I just don't know if it would be possible to a certain degree. I mean, nothing's impossible with our teams. I should never, ever say things are impossible with our teams. Peter, Michelle, thank you so much for being here. Is there any final things you'd like to add to say to our community?
No, I think just picking up on your point, it's just the excitement that we're going to have live competitions coming up. So whatever robot you've got, get it to the competition and get your team members some experience of. We've all got 2 grades on the team who've never been to a competition. Yeah, let's get there.
That is the truth. There are so many folks who have not been to a competition at all. So we're going to do this. They're going to be smaller, they're going to be different, but they are going to be exciting, and the energy is going to be there. It might be a little quieter, but that's okay. I think it's going to be a blast. And I know I'm just so excited to see 3 teams we saw here tonight and all the teams across the province. So Peter, Michelle, thank you so much for being on the show. Orbit, thank you for everything you've been doing. Also, shout out to George Chisholm, who helped with the EveryBot build this weekend at Studica. That's just always appreciate the support that your students and mentors provide to our entire community.
I'll pass that on, Karthik. He's working in the shop at the moment with some students building some pieces.
That is amazing. Thanks so much, folks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, ready. I have to say, this whole show just got me like really pumped. I'm like,
yeah,
I want to see robots. It's not just the robots I want to see, like just the spirit, like the community, and it's gonna be really good. But that's a wrap. So thanks to everyone who was on the show tonight. It was great learning about St. Clair College. The Kahoot challenge was a blast. It was a little bit disappointing, just revisiting my trauma of not being invited to Praveen's dinner party, but that's okay. Next week, we got another partner spotlight. We got Nipissing University, hosts of the North Bay District event. Story time with Charles Offer, our game announcer and First Canada board member. And we'll have wrap-ups of both the FLL and FTC provincial championships. We're actually going to have the FLL West Champions Award winner on the show. So that's going to be exciting. So thanks for everyone for tuning in. And hey, everyone, please stay safe and get vaccinated if able. The best way our best tool to getting out of these restrictions and getting past this pandemic is for people who are eligible to get boosted. And if you're not eligible because you're too young, make sure you got your 2 doses. Let's just be safe. Let's stay distanced and masked up, and we're going to have a great season. Riddy, anything you want to say to the audience before we go?
Yes, get vaccinated.
Thank you, Riddy. Thanks, everyone. We will see everyone soon. See you next week.